Yo, fam, tell me why I'm walking back to get water from your kitchen and I see your to-do list, man. I was gonna bring it up, bro. I was like,
put the to-do list up there. We'll take a picture after. Show the to-do list.
Bro.
I can explain. Can I explain? Can I
what?
explain? So I'm working on a song right now, and the instrumental is a guy who's like, suck a nigga dick. He's playing the piano. You know that video?
Nah.
Okay, whatever. Wait. Okay, I don't know if we can include it too. Include the link to the video, but I'm rapping on it. And so I'm the one who wrote that in the orange.
Oh, okay.
The green is everybody else. And then I'm the one who wrote that. Don't worry. So that's why our to-do list looks like that. I'm sorry you had to see that.
Because I just had so many questions, bro. I was like, no.
Our house is a very fun house.
Very fun house, huh?
And that's why.
Okay. I hope that's what it is, bro.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's what it is.
Don't kill me. Anyways, you want to introduce the topic for today?
Well, to be honest, this is our second take, actually, which I feel we should mention. I feel you guys deserve to know. Last time we go 28 minutes. And I didn't press record. I just didn't hit it. And I'm looking at IK after. And IK's not even that bad because he's like, what am I going to do?
I couldn't even get mad at that point. I was like, you know what? We'll do a second take. It'll probably be better. You know, I was trying to think positive at the end of the day. But yeah, kind of what happened. But
yeah, the topic for today is interracial dating. And we're bringing it up because we're Nigerian. And it's difficult to bring up to your parents that you're dating someone who is not Nigerian, if that makes any sense. Because they're just going to be like, why would you do that? They'll be like, first of all, why would you do that? And second of all, they're like, hope you know there's nothing long-term happening there.
Exactly.
Which is really weird in a sense. But then it's actually weird because then you can kind of understand. I don't want to justify it, but you know how white people are like, you know, like how they'd rather date someone who's white because of stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same in that way. So I don't know. What are you thinking? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's especially in our Nigerian culture, right? What's the word they call it? Oyibo, right? Oyibo meaning that does it mean like you're dating a white person?
No, Oyibo is a word for a white person. We came up with a word for a white person in our slang.
Strictly for a white person.
Yeah.
But yeah, in our Nigerian culture, right? Interracial dating isn't seen as something. It's not like a taboo or anything, but it's more so, why are you doing that? You know what I mean? When you have, you know, people in your culture that have the kind of the same morals, same cultural beliefs, right? Like, why would you want to deviate from that path, right? And I feel like that's where our parents they come in. They're like, you know what? They try to like talk in your ear sometimes.
Nigerian aunties love to talk. No offense, but they love to talk. You know, my brother brought his girlfriend to the church, and guys, take this in. Yeah. She's like, I think Jamaican. She's even Jamaican? Like white. She's not even white. And everybody in the church was like whispering. They were all like saying things. And I was like, bro, I'm doomed.
You're doomed?
I'm doomed because then I'm set up to just fail because, you know, I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Like the gossiping and stuff like that. I feel like the perspective they have on interracial dating, like I understand where it's coming from, you know? Like I always try to put myself in their shoes, whereas in like just because they want the best for us. Not to say that interracial dating is bad, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that, guys. I'm just talking from my parents' perspective, right? Because you need to understand where they're coming from. You have all these cultures, all these beliefs, right? Then you have you know, slavery, right? And you know, that didn't really work out well for us. So of course they're gonna have this stigma that like, okay, you're dating outside your race or your culture you're kind of like setting yourself up to fail in that sense, which is not necessarily true, but
which is so funny because I feel like, you know how African parents are so influenced by colonization, because you know we talked about last time with how they feel about different black hairstyles, and how many people in like African communities, I'll even say, or Nigerian communities, like the parents have anti-black sentiments, like black, like African American sentiments, but at the same time they're against like dating white people because they're like, this would actually like influence our culture, which is a weird interaction with colonialism. I never even
thought of it like that,
that. Like, how can you be like so opposed to that black culture? But I feel like in that sense, that just shows that black culture and Nigerian culture aren't necessarily the same thing.
They're not.
And they're just trying to protect their vested interests. Because I know we didn't learn our language. Like, I know you can't speak your language. So, and I know
they did not teach me. They did not teach me.
Yeah. And then it's funny they'll say that and then be upset. Then because like you bring us to a white country, like what did you think was going to happen to you?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Especially with all the influences around me, right? It's not like I chose to grow up in this society, right? It's just what's around, you know what I mean? I have white friends. I talk to, my peers are white. Teachers are white. Everybody's white, you know what I mean? So what do you expect? Like if I start like leaning towards maybe dating a white person, right? What do you expect? Like that was kind of bound to happen. You kind of set me up for that. You know what I mean? How are you gonna put me? It's like you're putting me in a den full of like lion. Actually, no, that's a bad. No. Never mind.
Everybody, you heard it here first. I get called white people lions. No. Call them lions. This is crazy.
Chill. Come on. My analogies are kind of slacking. But basically, like, you surround yourself with a bunch of people that you interact with every day, right? What's bound to happen is like those, the way they do stuff sometimes will kind of like, fall on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. And it's not like you chose it or anything. You know what I mean?
I understand that. So yeah, we can go into I think one of the most controversial things.
What?
Racial preference. And not to be like a cringe guy, because I feel like whenever a black guy says racial preference, automatically it's like a red flag. Because the first thing they're gonna be is like, I like white girls, don't attack me. Don't attack me. But no, I want to add more nuance to the take. So the idea of racial preference.
What's your standpoint on it though?
My standpoint is that such a thing exists, but not in the way it's conventionally known. Like, I remember we were recording our first take, and we were getting into a heated debate.
Yeah.
But we ended up concluding that a racial preference exists and isn't invalid to have or isn't based in racism when it's like, it's not that you don't find them attractive. It's not that you wouldn't pursue them. But when you think about incorporating them into your life and into your family and stuff like that, you have to think about how feasible that is for a long-term relationship. And so then it would sort of make sense to have a racial preference for a certain person.
Gotcha.
But then we also talked about the dynamics of it. Like, what if it's like a black woman saying, I would like to date a black guy because, that way it's like less of that fetishization from a white guy, as opposed to a black guy being like, I just like white girls better. I don't know what it is. They're just more pretty. It's just like, bro, that's like literally rooted in racism. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And then, that's where we landed, I guess.
Yeah.
What do you have to say?
Yeah. So my standpoint on the last take was more so like you can kind of have a preference, right? Just because, if I were to tell you, okay, what type of girl do you like? You could actually kind of break it down. You know what I mean? Like physically too. You know what I mean? And why wouldn't race kind of fall under that category? You know what I mean? Like you say you like a girl with, let's say brown eyes or blue eyes, right? Why wouldn't the skin color also fall in that category? You know what I mean? Not to say that is being racist, but that's also a preference. And I said that before. Oh shit, why am I saying before? Like you guys watched it. Like I was saying the last take, having a preference doesn't necessarily mean you're being racist. It's just kind of what you like. You know what I mean? Like if you surround yourself with a bunch of white people, you grew up with a bunch of white people, you might tend towards that race just because you were more comfortable with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's just always important to include the nuance that people prefer those races because maybe they haven't seen other races. They don't know those people. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, they're just like in society. You know how like the most attractive people, like the attractive actors are like white guys. You know what I'm saying? They're like Harry Styles. You have like fudging. I don't know, Ryan Reynolds. I don't know. They're attractive white guys, all of them, right? But they're seen as the beauty standard, the chiseled white face or the blonde hair, blue eyes is seen as, you know what I'm saying? It's certain features in the face that are afforded and these are labeled attractive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I have a preference for people who have blonde hair, blue eyes. Well, my brother in Christ, you know what I'm saying? Like that's racially excluding other people. Okay. And when you say you have those preferences, it all of a sudden actually does become a bit of a problem, like racially, because it's like, well, that's because this has been upheld to be the beauty standard. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure if we had been pushing as much of having waves and like dark brown eyes into mainstream media, you would also be like, I have a preference for dark skinned guys with waves.
Okay.
And, you know what I'm saying?
No, fair enough. And your point actually makes sense. But let's say if I were to say, I'm not trying to body shame or anything, but it's just an example, right? Let's say if I said, okay, do you like fat girls? You know what I mean? And then you say, no, I like girls who are like slim. I'm like, why do you like girls that are slim? Like what made that decision for you? You know what I mean? Is it because you grew up with slim girls? Or is it because there's kind of like that standard for an attractive woman?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Bro, you're literally proving my point. You're exactly right.
But
You're literally proving my point.
No, but
the same dynamics are at work. But sorry, you.
But listen, but to say that you can't have a preference based on societal standards, I don't know. You know what I mean? You can definitely have a preference. Like I feel like the surroundings and what influence you and like the things you grew up with make those preferences. So I don't know. I wouldn't really say it's like
what's
racist
funny?
though.
Here's
you know what I mean?
problem. Here's the problem.
Okay,
I feel like, but do these things coexist? You know what I'm saying? I feel like the problem is you're only upholding one beauty standard, and then I feel like it comes at the risk of putting. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Let me explain something to you.
Okay. Let me listen.
The concept of models exists, right? Now, maybe I'm just trying to be Plato. I don't know. Let me get philosophical with you, right?
Yeah.
And maybe people will find holes in my logic, and maybe there are holes, but let me just preface that and then go into my point.
Okay.
I feel that beauty for so long and continues to be like exclusive. You know what I'm saying? Someone is attractive because other people are ugly. Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't know how well that sits with me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yes, I have a preference for people who are slim. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, why can't you just like both body types? It's like, no, because this has to be the one at the exclusion of this other type. And that's the problem I have with these dynamics. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yes, the blonde hair and blue eyes is attractive. And, everything else is meh.
Yeah.
When you have to uplift one and exclude the others, I'm like, that's the problem with preferences. And I don't think it's the same as saying I prefer cheese to like pasta. That's not a good,
No, because those are like inanimate objects. They're actually people, but I can kind of see where you're coming from, right? Where they have to bring one person down or one category down to make the other category look.
I mean, that's how racism works, right?
Obviously, that's nice.
That's right. One person who's like, yes, white supremacy, and everybody else is like, minorities. There's like a term. Everybody else, you know what I'm saying? Everybody else is other, like. We're all revolving planets around the sun of the white people. And it's like, yes. Because I need you to get me shows where you'll see a black main character with a couple white side. I want a white supporting character who's the nerd, who's the quirky nerd. Instead of the black side character like Ned's Declassified.
Oh, yeah, I remember
the
that.
guy just like taking notes like,
The black guy?
Is he black? I don't know.
The guy with the glasses.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying they're always supporting characters that's meant to show like, they're an alternative type of beauty. This is the main type of person you should be crushing on. That's what all TV shows do. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Yo, you're kind of right, bro.
So when I saw a show like Sex Education, where you had
I never watched that.
Okay, well, they have the main guy, the most attractive jock guy is black.
He's black?
And that show changed everything for me. The like most attractive person, the beauty standard is a black guy. And the nerd, well, he's not the main character, but he's not even like that cool, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole show, you can be like, yeah, this black guy's the most attractive person in the show. And that doesn't come by often, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or maybe I'm just saying stuff and attacking you without you knowing what I'm talking about.
I get what you mean. I get what you mean. And you kind of changed my perspective a little bit.
I don't know. This is just what I've been thinking. This has been years of thinking, bro. This has been years.
Because with racial preference, like to say that's like racism, but then if you look at like the history, like why people have a certain preference, right? Like what you were saying, it kind of makes sense, right? Bringing the opposing party down to make the other one look nicer, superior, right? That's how a lot of things work, kind of. You know what I mean, right?
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, like especially with like the athletic builds, right? So backstory for me, I never had like a really crazy build up until like first year university, right? But probably with like social media and just like people around me, you're probably told that like having an athletic body is seen as more being attractive than having a regular body. You know what I mean? That's what, and a lot of guys go to the gym just so they don't have that regular body. You know what I mean? And there's been a standpoint in athletics, right? Where it's like, if you don't have this body, then you're not being active, or you're lazy, you're this and that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that kind of ties into what you were saying with.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Because people who will go, it's so crazy. People who will go to the gym will not only go to the gym, but they'll be like, why are you sitting around? Why are you not going to the gym? Why are you letting yourself just be yourself? Why are you letting yourself have a normal body? They're like, no. And that shit is so weird to me. But we're going a bit off topic. I think the same dynamics are still at play there, where it's like, you can't just have both types of bodies. You have to be like, no. My body is superior to yours.
Exactly.
You need to try and achieve mine as well.
Yeah.
That's cringe.
It's crazy. So yeah, with interracial dating and like marriage and stuff like that, do you think more interracial couples experience like more difficulties in the relationship due to, or versus people who like married in their culture, their race? or do you think it's more than just like the race that makes a good relationship?
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
Like, you're spitting.
By the way, we're not love doctors, right? This is coming straight off the dome. But just from our experiences, you know what I mean? But
I would say that race is, I mean, I feel like it's as much as you want to see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there are people who will dodge it like their entire lives. Like, there's a show called Love Life where this guy like divorces his wife for 5 years just because she was like, because no, it's a show, it's a TV show, right? But he divorces because you know why? He's like, which black person do I remind you of? And she tells him Barack Obama.
Wait,
and then bro is just like,
what?
bro is like,
Wait,
what? And so, okay, why I went on that tangent, I don't know. But let's bring it back to what I'm actually talking about, which is that people refuse to acknowledge racial dynamics in relationships sometimes. Like when you go places, like you and I talked about this last time.
Yeah.
Like if you go somewhere with a white girl and there's like a black couple or a black guy, you'll get this Dr. Umar supporter stare.
Yeah.
They'll be like, That's what
okay.
it's like. It's so funny. And you know what's funny? I'm a bit of a hypocrite because sometimes I'll see interracial couple with like a black guy and I'll do the same stare.
It's like subconsciously, you're just like, you're looking at them, you're like,
I'm like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is literally me. What am I doing?
But I feel like it's like I said, it's probably like your culture and like where you came from that influences that type of behavior, right?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you're not like you weren't really taught it.
Like something like I don't know why I just like it. Like I feel like you know how people say like your second thoughts after you have like your initial weird ass thought is the real thought you had because you considered and thought about it.
Exactly.
At first, I'd just be like, interesting. And then I'm like, oh, this is just like chill. You know, I don't know why I had that initial thought, but like obviously because the way we were brought up.
It's the way we were brought up.
And
Still,
like,
yeah. So
but I would say that having different races means I feel you have different embodied experiences of life. Like this isn't racing, but like culturally, we're talking about being Nigerian.
okay.
Do you want to be able to relate to someone who said, remember when we used to get beat and we used to eat rice and stew 7 times a week? Like, if you bring that up and they're like,
They're like, what?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that could help when you have those shared. There's not as much of a disconnect.
Yeah.
Because also I feel like with different cultures, like Nigerian culture, black culture, white culture.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna say white culture central to the Americas because there's different white cultures like
Yeah.
Serbian, stuff like that. Like even raising your kids, what kind of wedding you're going to have, the churches you're going to go to,
Yeah.
how you're gonna assimilate them into your family.
Yeah.
That makes for so much like I feel like turbulence.
Facts.
So I feel like if you get through that, maybe that's true love. I don't know, man. That's like a really weird thing to say. What do you think?
I feel like if you guys were raised in like the same culture, same beliefs, then getting married or getting in a relationship will obviously make things easier. But I feel like, actually, I don't know. I've never been in a relationship, so I can't really, say.
This guy's a player. This guy's a player. This guy's a player.
I don't know what this guy's talking about, bro.
He's a player.
But
if you are chilling with IK, do not look at his phone. If you're a girl playing with this guy, don't look at his phone. If you want to eat, don't look at his phone. It's very simple.
Yo, I actually don't even know what this guy's talking about, to be honest. But yeah, like I feel like when they have like the same similarities in terms of like cultural beliefs, how they're raised, it does tend to make a relationship better. Because let's say, for example, your parents raised you and the way they disciplined you, right? You know how we got disciplined, bro.
I know.
Bro, it was actually it's crazy.
Sometimes it was like, bro, I feel like if you just asked me not to do something and then like, I feel like there was too much carrot and stick and way too much stick.
Way too much stick?
Not enough carrot, too much stick.
Yo, oh my gosh, the beatings were relentless, bro. But I feel like, bro, the flashbacks, bro, they're coming back.
No, because it was crazy. Because they would just be like, they used to have like appetizers to your punishment. They wouldn't just punish you right away. They'd be like, go and kneel down, which will put you in a position. It's like, bro, we gotta put a photo up and put it
like this
up against the wall.
Like, oh my goodness,
like you're a victim, and then they have you there, and then when you suffered enough, they're like, okay, time for the main course.
Yeah,
and I'm like.
It was set up in stages, bro. Stages.
It was sadistic. I don't know what they're doing,
bro. But think of it though. If somebody was raised like that and they think that's the way to discipline their child, right?
That's what I'm saying.
And then they get with like somebody who wasn't disciplined like that, right? And then they get into a topic or talking about like, oh, how we're gonna raise our kids, and then the person who got beat saying like, yo, I gotta beat my kids too. What do you mean I got beat too? And then the other person was like, what? No, just talk to them. Time out. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And me personally, with that timeout stuff, I really don't think it works all the time because every kid's different.
Next episode, we have to go next.
We'll talk about that. But
I've been seeing these things like it's like it's like gentle. It's not, you're not like a push. You're not like a push. I don't know what the word is, like a push off, wherever, where like you just let them do whatever you want.
Pushover?
Yeah, pushover.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so you're good.
Push off. But it's like, you just sternly tell them and you communicate with them like they're actual like human beings. You're like, oh, why did you not want to do this? Would you want to do this?
Yeah.
For us, it was like, so you don't want to do
Oh, you don't want to do
All
this?
right, I have an idea in my mind.
There was no talking. There's no talking. But yeah, we'll talk about that next episode. But coming back to what I was saying before, like if they don't have those same experiences, because everybody, like, life is like different for everybody, you know what I mean? So if you're trying to communicate with your partner and they don't have that similar experience, right? I feel like it's gonna be kind of hard, you know. But like what you're saying with true love, I feel like that's when you like set all those experiences.
What is true love, bro? Like,
I feel like, okay, you know what? Let me put on my Dr. Phil, Dr. Phil hat right quick, right? Yo, everything that I say, please take it with a grain of salt. Please don't, I'm just a young student, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, I feel like true love is when you can love somebody beyond wherever they grew up, obviously, beyond like the physical, right? And yeah, I think that's pretty much beyond physical and beyond like where they grew up or like where they're at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you actually like them for who they are. And I know that sounds very vague, but like that's
really
what it is.
It's so easy to just date the person who's closest in proximity, closest in belief system, closest in race, closest in culture.
Exactly.
But you know what I'm saying? Which may be convenient. Maybe you'll do it. No hate, obviously. Like,
yeah.
Like them. Like you like them. But I'm saying, like, if you choose to go out and still find someone like that, like, I mean, kudos to you. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. You know what's crazy with true love? It's like,
what is crazy? Let me know.
Yeah. The thing is that I feel like when you first start talking with somebody, you won't find it right away, but it's like as you like grow with them, then it gets better and better. You know what I mean?
I heard about that. Like,
exactly.
If you just like someone a lot at the start, I don't know, man. I just look at TikTok. I get all my relationship advice from TikTok. That's all I do.
TikTok's a new Google, bro.
Like, yeah, they're spinning.
It's a new Google.
And they said, like, if you just like someone right away, it shows that you're not actually like looking for something like true love, but you're just infatuated with that person for that time period. And it's nothing real. What you have is a void or something you need to fill as opposed to having quality feelings.
Exactly.
So, but I just saw this on a TikTok and I just come here and quote shit so I sound smart. So
yeah, there's some truth to that. There's truth to that.
I feel like do that too. Because when I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Because if I'm like super like,
if you're like a simp, there's nothing wrong with simps, but right off the bat, like you start talking to somebody and you catch feelings for them, whatever, but you don't really know the person. You know what I mean? Yeah. So how can you really love them if you don't know them? You just like you like what they're doing right now. But you don't actually love them for who they are. And what they're doing right now can be completely different from how they are the next hour, 2 hours.
That happens to a lot of people. Like, this is off topic, but we're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
I feel like you fall in love with the person you think you like. Like the first 3 months, the honeymoon phase is what it's called in like relationship therapy and shit like that.
The 3 month annual phase?
No, like the 3 month like honeymoon phase.
Oh, honeymoon phase, like, honeymoon. Yeah.
You haven't shown your true colors yet.
Oh no, fam,
you're just,
of course.
Like, deep in it in the first 3 months where the person's like bending over backwards doing shit to impress you.
Yep.
Like it's GG.
No.
You lost already.
Yeah.
You know
that's literally like people need to understand. Like people will always try and put their best impressions of themselves when you meet new people. So of course the person you're talking to is obviously gonna look like the best person. You know what I mean? But that's not necessarily the case. I feel like my analogy, the way I take the approach is only time will tell how a person really is, right? Because at the end of the day, nobody can be fake for that long. You know what I mean? Nobody can put that. I mean that as because people will just get comfortable. They'll get comfortable.
Bro, I be lying every second of my life.
No, but there's gonna become a point in time where you get caught slipping. You get caught lacking, and then boom. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I think what we would conclude saying is that most of the people, when they say they have a racial preference, aren't necessarily saying it because they understand the racial dynamics in a relationship. I don't think they understand that they're like, oh, it would be easier to be with this person. I think what they actually have is a preference rooted in racism where they're like, oh, I just think these features are attractive because they've been told so by a racist society and by media that's like not inclusive of other forms of beauty. And yeah, that's what I would say a racial preference is. I don't think it would apply to just being like, I like this person, I think they're attractive. If you have a racial preference for attractiveness, I don't know, man. You might have to reevaluate why you feel that way, because it's probably not just because it's them.
Yeah, it's not because of the skin colors. It's like more to that, right? That's what you're saying. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This is episode 4. If you guys enjoyed it, please like, comment, subscribe, turn the post notifications on for more content. If you guys have any questions or you guys want us to talk about a topic, put it in the comments below. Definitely check it out. And you got anything to say?
No, this was a fire take. I hope we were recording.
Yeah. Yo, if the camera's on, bro, I'll actually cry this time. There'll actually be real tears for real. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right.